When Darth Vader lost to Obi-Wan on Mustafar, he was severely injured, losing all his limbs and being engulfed in flames. He was left in a critical condition. To survive, he was encased in a specifically designed suit that provided life support. But despite this technological aid, he was in constant and excruciating pain and was forced to go into Bacta tanks to manage the suffering. Interestingly though, while Bacta is known for its rapid healing properties, effectively curing most injuries for most individuals, it seems to only offer Vader temporary relief. And this inconsistency raises the question of why Bacta, if so effective for other people, was unable to fully heal Darth Vader's extensive injuries. To answer this question, we first need to look at what Bacta is and how it works. In short, Bacta is a blue jelly-like substance that provides antibacterial properties when applied to a person's injuries, and when used, it rapidly increases the speed of a person's healing. But contrary to many people's beliefs, it does not provide any magical healing properties, but rather it can only heal what the body could heal on its own. It just does it only faster and more effectively, which is why it could not regenerate limbs. It also means that if a person sustained an injury that the body could not heal on its own, such as extreme burns, Bacta could not fully heal it either, but rather they would provide some relief to it. With that out of the way, let's look at why Bacta could not fully heal Darth Vader, and yet he still used it. It was actually stated that Darth Vader did have a personal Bacta tank inside of his fortress that he would use frequently, but unlike the other Bacta tanks we've seen, this one could not heal him. Instead, he would just use it for meditation and to sleep. And Vader's personal Bacta tank would only provide him with organ healing, but not the same healing properties that other tanks had. Something interesting though, after Vader was cooked medium rare on Mustafar, he was put into a regular Bacta tank for some time by Palpatine, but it was later stated by Vader that it did not fully get rid of his pain and failed to heal him. And on multiple occasions, it seems that Bacta is just ineffective to heal Vader specifically. But like I said before, Bacta can heal an injury that a person's body could heal on its own, which does include most types of burns, like we saw with Obi-Wan in the Kenobi show. He was badly burnt and yet made a full recovery. What we can gather from this is that the scar tissue on Vader's body, while still alive, is unable to go back to his former self. And in the real world, if this was to happen to someone, they would get a skin transplant to get rid of the deformed scar tissue and replace it with healthy skin. There's also the reason that when Vader was being treated by the medical droids after Mustafar, they replaced much of his burnt and dead skin with new and almost synthetic skin. But that also caused him a lot of pain when using his suit. It also made it so that there was barely any of his original skin left on his body. But besides these medical reasons on why Vader could not heal, he also had some personal reasons of why he did not want to fully heal. As we know, Darth Vader's suit was specifically designed to cause him immense pain, which helped him grow stronger in the dark side. And the conditions he lived in on a daily basis was perfect for harnessing the dark side. And Bacta could also take a very long time to heal some types of injuries. And if Vader was to stay in a Bacta tank for too long, he would be left alone with him and his thoughts. And this could lead to a reemergence of Anakin Skywalker, because whenever he used Bacta tanks, his mind usually wandered back to Padme and the Jedi Order. And when he was in a Bacta tank, it also relieved much of the pain he felt, and he could truly think clearly. This was also one of the reasons that Vader did not want to use the Bacta tank for extended amount of time, and because of that, he would never truly heal from his burn wounds. But one of the main reasons he would use Bacta was so he could actually sleep, and because when he was in the suit, he was in constant pain and was incapable of sleeping, and so when in the Bacta tank, it really was the only place Vader could truly rest. But even then, it wasn't for extended amounts of time, so Vader would basically be living his life on sleep deprivation. But there would be one time where Vader actually did come very close to healing himself, and shockingly enough, it was not from Bacta, but rather from a dark side version of Force Heal. As we know, Force Heal was a primary light side ability that the Jedi would use to heal other people's injuries, and so Vader would have to learn the dark side version of this, which forced him to fully use his anger and hatred to heal himself. And this, shockingly enough, would work, and a smart part of him would begin to heal. But after finding that out, it would bring him some sense of happiness and joy. And because this was a dark side ability that fed off the dark side, when he felt those light side emotions, he would have to begin the long process all over again. He soon realized that the dark side and his suffering gave him strength, and that Anakin and the light side were weak, so he would try to not use this ability and preferred to stay in his constant state of torment and suffering. And that is why Darth Vader could never fully heal himself with Bacta, and yet still used it from time to time. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe, as well as comment your favorite character from Legends. And with that, my fellow Star Wars nerds, may the Force be with you.